Hi guys, my name is Contras, and I think I want to read you guys a bedtime story. I know we just met, so this is kind of awkward, but I would like to read you a Fenriz slash black metal fan fiction. And if you don't know anything about me, I'm sure me giving you a backstory would make things even more confusing, but back in 2020, I found out that I loved reading homoerotic metal, especially black metal fan fictions, to get my friends and potential lovers to go to sleep. I like tucking people in and reading weird stories to people, and I have no one to do that to. I haven't had anyone to do that to since 2020, and it is burning a hole into my heart. And now I'm going to force you guys to fall asleep to some weird words that I'm about to read. What are my credentials? What qualifies me to do this? 1, I have a microphone. 2, I have a microphone. I got this e-reader. I don't know if you can see it, not too long ago. This is my Nunslaughter e-reader, and I decided it would be great to read you guys this bedtime story from the e-reader. I want to get this disclaimer out to Fenriz of Dark Throne and also Isengard. If you come across this, by the way, I feel like the probability is damn near 0, but if you do come across this and you don't like it, honey, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to upset you. I wanted to do something fun. And unfortunately, this isn't the only homoerotic story I have involving you. So just keep scrolling. I highly doubt you have a TikTok because 1, you seem to be very anti-social media, and also I think the only time in which we would run into each other is in like a post office, and I don't frequent Norwegian post offices, so. But just in case you see this, I'm sorry. So I got this fanfic straight from Wattpad. It actually caught my eyes several years ago, but I never got around to reading it. It's called Bang My Drums, a Fenris fanfic, and the author is Norwegian black metal, which is pretty straight to the point. The synopsis of this fanfic is... Hot drummer from Dark Funeral, Fenris, falls in love with Marduk singer Legion. But will their love last when the drummer finds out that Legion is really hiding a dark secret? It sounded pretty interesting when I first saw it, but once again, I never got around to reading it until now. And now I'm going to force you guys to read it with me. Isn't that fun? Also, another disclaimer, I already skimmed through the fanfic just to make sure that there were no major slurs, because I personally don't want to fall asleep to a bunch of slurs. I don't know about you guys, but that's not what I want to do, and I know how black metal gets. You know how black metal gets, so that was kind of necessary. But it's in the clear, and now I think I'm going to read to you guys. Wait a second, we're missing something pretty important for the vibes here. Now we're ready. Chapter 1. A Fair Maiden. Many miles away in a place that was not Oslo, drummer from Norwegian black metal band Dark Funeral was walking in the forest because that is very black metal and cult to do. It was snowing there as well, and the snow was white, so Vark was happy because he's kind of racist, but that's a different story. The yellow glow from the McDonald's sign lit up the forest, and the snow looked like the shining pee of 1,000 dogs because they had just built a new McDonald's in the middle of the forest with a drive-thru. Because Varg burned down the old one. Also, another story. Fenris basked in the warm glow of the McDonald's sign, but he was still cold because of the supremacist snow, so he went nearer to the McDonald's where the hot fryers were. It smelled of fries. Suddenly, there was a spectral calling to him like a ghost, and he looked around, but there was just trees in the McDonald's. What is that? He thought. But there was no one there. Then he remembered that it wasn't a ghost, but he forgot to wash out his head lice shampoo again. He went through the drive-thru and the staff were mad because it's a drive-thru, not a walk-thru, and he went to the forest lake where it was next to Burger King. The natural beauty of the forest with the snow, trees, and the animals, and giant flashing Burger King sign enchanted him. He walked some more, and 2 steps later, he got to the lake. It was a lake of water, and the sunset glowed in it like a big orange pancake. Fenris looked around, but there was no one at the lake because they were all eating burgers. He washed his long flowing hair in the lake, and now he didn't have head lice. It was very sensual and stuff. Suddenly, he heard a siren sing. like beautiful cheese graters grating on concrete. "Hello? Who dat?" he asked. But the sweet sound, like someone choking on sour milk, just rang out through the trees without stopping. He saw a fair maiden sitting on the other side of the lake singing, with spiked bracers and no clothes on. It was really hot. Fenris swam across the lake and went up to the beautiful woman. "Hello? You are so hot," he said. "My name is Legion," said the fair maiden. "That's a cute name," said Fenris. "Want to get a McDonald's with me?" Legion nodded, and they went to McDonald's. Like for part 2. So I was going to give feedback on chapter 1 before moving to chapter 2, but honestly, I am hooked. I just want to get into chapter 2, so I hope you guys are okay with that. Chapter 2, I Am Legion. Warning, this chapter is very sexy and hot. May not be suitable for some young or not old school true metal people. They went into the McDonald's and there was a McDonald's sign at the front. Legion was still naked and Fenris looked at her natural beauty and hairy chest. She was a very unique looking woman, and he hadn't seen one like that before. They went inside and the fry smell was so strong that they paused to inhale the mesmerizing scent. "Isn't this beautiful?" said Legion, looking deep into Fenris's eyes, what were a bit red because some Dutch guys had sold him cannabis. Another story. Fenris nodded and smelled the fries deeply in his heart. He was feeling something in there more than McDonald's, but he didn't know what that feeling was. A cashier came over to them and looked real mad. Fenris was so captured by the smell of delicious, hot, greasy, reformed potato that he didn't notice. "Excuse me, but you can't be naked in McDonald's. It says so there," said the cashier, pointing at a big blue sign. The sign said, "No smoking, no dropping litter in the McDonald's, no dogs, no attacking the cashiers with raw cucumbers, no putting ketchup in the urinals, no parking of speedboats in the drive-thru, and no being naked. Thank you." Legion looked sad. "I've got no clothes. I've lost them in the lake," she said. "No problem. I'll get you a uniform and a burger wrap to wear," said the cashier, and ran off to the counter. Fenris looked at Legion all naked and he felt a warm feeling, like fresh hot chicken nuggets inside. Legion was very sexy. The cashier came back and gave Legion a shirt and a McDonald's hat and a burger wrapper to wear as a neckerchief. "We don't have any pants, but that's okay. As long as you have some clothes on, you're not naked. And the policy is all good, yeah," said the cashier. Legion put it on and Fenris thought how breathtaking the outfit was. They got a Pepsi and fries and nuggets, each, and ate it. It was really romantic. "Hey, do you have a house?" said Legion. "Yeah? Why?" said Fenris, drinking his Pepsi. "I want to go home with you." Legion winked and looked all sexy at Fenris and he couldn't resist. "Okay," he said. They finished the McDonald's and went back outside. "My house is near Oslo, but I have another one for all my old school real Canadian metal tapes," said Fenris, and pointed at an old cow house across the forest. "Sweet," said Legion, and they went over. In the cow house, there was a lot of old school Canadian true metal tapes and some of those big black record player CDs. "Wow, it's so hot in here. Or maybe it's you," said Legion. "I need to take off these clothes." Fenris looked all shy as Legion got naked, and he thought what a beautiful woman she was. "I think I'm in love with you, Fenris," she said. "OMG," said Fenris. But he knew all along. They both got down on the floor with all of the big Manila Road CDs, and Venom Acid Queen song was playing. They were both raised on rock and roll, so it was cool. "Tell me all about yourself, Fenris," said Legion all out of breath, and they started to make out on all the old school tapes. Fenris took off his moldy patch jacket and flashed some ginger armpit minge, making Legion super hot and excited. "I'm so hot for you. You're the hottest woman I ever saw. And also, I'm a drummer," said Fenris, kissing Legion's stubbly face and stroking her hairy arms a lot. "I've known you for so long now, like 20 minutes. But I have to tell you something," said Legion. Fenris could feel Legion's big boner on his back fat. "What?" asked Fenris. "It's a secret, but you must know," said Legion. "Okay," said Fenris. I am I'm a man, said Legion, trying not to cry. Oh my god, I never knew, said Fenris, shocked, and he touched the singer's big cock. I'm sorry, said Legion. It's okay, but are you Norwegian? Asked Fenris, smiling. Yeah, I am, said the singer. They made sex real hard and listened to real thrash and old school metal for 2 hours. Then they fell asleep. But Legion was hiding a darker secret. And that's the end of part 2, and also the end of the fanfic. I don't know if Norwegian black metal intended to write a part 3, but I really wish that they did, because I wanted to know what dark secret Legion was hiding. My thoughts on this. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any other fanfics that you would like me to read, please let me know. Leave some on my desk, and by my desk, I mean my DMs, or you could also comment some. I have another one that I want to read for you guys, but I actually made a video for it, and I made it in 2020, so I don't have anything else other than that. But yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this, and I hope you have a great sleep.